Welcome everybody to Georgia Institute of EMS's online presentation and online orientation of the NCCP National Registry Refresher. The purpose of this presentation is to show you how to navigate our online system so that you can get full credit for your refresher training so that it can appropriately be applied to the appropriate areas and you can get exactly what you need. Now I just want to point out a few things here, and let's start off by looking at some of the rules and regulations. And let's go to the National Registry website, which is nremt.org. And you can see here for research for the emergency medical technician, and we're utilizing the NCCP model, which requires you to conduct or to attend 20 hours for the national component. The course that we are presenting is going to be the course that covers the national component, or hence also called the refresher. In this portion, we will be getting 1.5 hours of airway, respiration, and ventilation, 6 hours of cardiovascular, 1.5 hours of trauma, 6 hours of medical, and 5 hours of operation. To get this, we will be utilizing 7 hours of distributive education, which is online learning, which can be obtained anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days of the week, as long as you complete it by the deadline. Okay, so distributive education, we don't have to be together at the same time conducting the educational program. For example, like what you're doing right now would be considered distributive education. However, the live sessions are considered traditional and will count towards the traditional hours, which are going to be the other 13 hours that you will need in order to satisfy the 20-hour requirement. So that's where we're at there. So you have to have your 7 hours. Now, in order for you to obtain your National Registry recertification, or quite possibly your state licensure, you may have to complete these other components as well if you have not done so already. You will need 10 hours of local or state component. The local or state component can consist of 7 additional hours of distributive education on top of the other 7. And the other 3 hours must be in person or live at the same time training. Additionally, you need 10 hours of individual component, and all 10 hours of these can be done online or in person, whichever. If you need any further assistance with this, please feel free to contact us, and we'll be more than glad to help you with this. So with that, let's go ahead and look at how we can get started. So first, there's a couple ways we can get to where we need to go. We can go to www.georgiaemt.com, and if you navigate here to current students, you can go down here to the EMT AMT online course room, and you can click right here. Now I know it doesn't say refresher or anything like that, but this link will get you there as well. Okay, so that kind of gets you there. Let me log completely out. So let's say you don't want to go through georgiaemt.com. You can also type in my EMS classroom .online. Now, where a lot of people will mess up here is that they'll type .com instead of .online, and it needs to be .online. And it will bring you to the same spot. So once you get here, you will log in with your username and password that we will supply to you. And once you log in, you will find a course called 2018 EMT NCCP Refresher Course. Now don't worry, whenever you log in, you will not see a whole bunch of classes here. That's just mine because I teach a lot of classes. And you'll click on that course and it will bring you here. And here you will see my information here so that you can contact me. Here you will see that you need to complete 100% of all the work in order to get credit. You also have a technical support link there where you can contact if you need help. You can use that. But here are the main components. This right here will represent the 7 hours of distributive education that you can utilize. Some of them are an hour long and some are a half hour long. That's why there's more than 7. So here you'll just need to complete everything that's listed here. You will see, it will say, read the Crew Resource Management Manual. So you need to click on that and you need to read this manual. Then you will need to click on the lecture and this will pop up and you can click this button here and that will allow you to watch your lecture. And you'll need to watch the entire lecture. Now we are able to track and make sure that you are watching all of it. So just make sure you watch every bit of it or we will not be able to issue you your completion certificate. Same thing here. This is your lecture for your LVATs. You'll click on that and you will just click the button and you will have to sit and
when
watch
we get them to the
lecture.
hospital, we start looking at things like...
Now some of the lectures have different components to it. You'll see here I have my regular start button, but also have a next button. So if I'm watching this lecture here,
who's ready to get started on chapter
minutes,
17?
And I'm going to go ahead, and I can, because I'm an instructor, I can fast forward it, and it will give me credit.
That blood glucose level is in the system.
So once it gets done,
well, that does it for part
1.
We'll be getting into more issues with diabetes.
So once it's finished, then I have to click next. If you see the next button here, because there's another lecture for me to watch. So I'll need to click that next button again. And like I said, because I'm an instructor and I have instructor rights, I can fast forward it. And I need to bring it all the way through. And then look, I have to hit next again. And now it tells me I've reached the end of my lesson. And then I can click right here to take me back to the course. Same thing here. You notice I have the next button there, so I will need to watch this portion, go all the way through, click next, and do the same thing. Click it and go all the way through and click next, and then I can go back. Now, if you try doing what I just showed you as a student, it will allow you to click next, but it will not give you credit in the system. And when we audit it, we will see that you did not watch it, and we will not be able to issue you your completion certificate. We will have to get in touch with you and say, hey, you need to go and watch those. Trust me, people try to cheat it all the time, and we catch it. And let's don't do that. Just watch the whole thing in its entirety. Now there's other things here that you'll have to do that you need to that are part of the course. You need to click on the skill drill and you can just walk through and read the skill drill. They're not very long, but they are a requirement. And then you have the assessment and emergency care that you need to read through as well. And then there's an exam. So the exams are usually like 3 to 5 questions long. And what you'll do is you'll just click your answer and then you can hit next page. Now when you hit next page, if you notice that this right here turned a different color, it saved that answer. So if I click here and I click next page, see, it changes. But if I want to go back and change my answer, I can. I can come back here and then I can hit next page. It's going to bring me back to number 2. And if I want to click back on to get back on track, I can go to 3. I can click that one. Then I can choose my next answer. And then I can choose my next answer. And then look, now it says finish attempt. I can either click finish attempt here or I can click it here, whichever way I want to, but I'm going to click finish attempt. It's going to tell me, hey, I've got all these completed. And if I want to, I can return to attempt if I want to change my answer on any of these. And I'm just guessing here. And then if I'm done, I can click Finish Attempt. And then if I know I'm finished, then I can hit Submit All and Finish. Then this is going to pop up and say, hey, are you sure? Then I'm going to hit Submit All and Finish, and it's going to give me my answers here. Hey, I made a 60 out of 100. So I can click Finish Review if I want. And if I need to, I can reattempt the quiz if I need to do it so that I can get a passing grade. So I can just click Reattempt Quiz, and I can start over. Now if I need to go back to the course room for whatever, I can click this button here, which will take me right back to my course room. Now here at the bottom, now if you notice, you got to go through all of these classes: the crew resource management, the ventricular assist device, endocrine emergencies, immunologic, field triage and disaster management, special healthcare needs, psychiatric, hemorrhage control, post-resuscitation, and EMS research. And that will give you your 7 hours of distributive learning. However, we will need to do some live training, and it's called virtual instructor-led training, which counts the same as if you went to a classroom and sat. However, you have to be live online watching it, and we will do that via YouTube. I will send you, before the session, a link for you to go to so that you can watch the live session. Right here is our schedule. We have March 19th and 20th from 6 to 10 via YouTube Live. And then on March 21st from 6 to 10, you will need to come here at 1191 Usher Street in Covington to attend the in-person session where we will do the skills portion. And once you finish that, you will get your certificate. And once you finish all the requirements, you'll get your certificate and you will be good to go. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. You can email me, Tom, T-O-M, @GAIEMS.com, and I'll be glad to help you. We're here to help you get through this, and I hope you have an enjoyable refresher course. Thank you.